Hello, and welcome to the English with Colin Podcast, a podcast for English language learners. My name's Colin, I'm an English teacher in Tokyo, and if you're looking to improve your English skills and gain more confidence in your ability to communicate in English, you've come to the right place. In these episodes, I'll provide you with short conversations in English that cover a range of topics, from everyday situations to more specialised subjects. These conversations are designed to help you practice your listening skills and pick up new vocabulary and grammar along the way. Regular listening practice is key to improving your English, and I hope this podcast will become a valuable resource for you on your language learning journey. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the conversation. And remember, the more you listen, the more you'll learn. Before we start, I have a small favour to ask. If you are enjoying these podcasts, please take a moment to share your favourite episode with a friend. This really helps our podcast to grow. So, in your podcast app, click share and send a short message to a friend who might find our podcast useful. Thank you so much for your help. It really means a lot to us. Now, let's get on with the conversation. This is episode 30, and today's topic is Konbini culture, Japanese convenience stores and their unexpected offerings. Hello, Sue.
Hey.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm very well. Convenience stores. How often do you go to the convenience store?
I don't think I go so much today, but when we arrived, that was probably every single day.
Right. And why do you not go so much these days?
I think perhaps it's not as close as it was before. We used to live in Shinjuku, and there was one convenience store downstairs. It was not our building, but it was the building next.
It was the next building, but it was, So we were on the 6th floor or something. So it was probably about 50 steps or something to the convenience store from where we were. And every day, maybe every day.
Maybe every day. The apartment we used to live in was very small. So the fridge that we had, especially at the beginning, was tiny.
Yeah, we did get a bigger fridge later on, but the fridge that we had when we moved in was very, very small. So the convenience store basically became our refrigerator.
Yes.
So if things like milk, things like that, we wouldn't buy milk in bulk. We just kind of buy it as we needed it from the convenience store.
Yes, anything that you needed. I was like, I'll just go downstairs, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. It was very convenient, but it also got quite unhealthy. It was too easy for me to say, when it got to 7 o'clock at night, it was too easy for me to say, I'm just going to go and get a beer. That was too easy to do.
And then the snack.
Yeah, beer. Well, you can't just drink beer. You've got to have a snack with it. In the center of the city, or any sort of big city, there's convenience stores on every corner. I'm trying to think. Yeah, if you walk 5 minutes in any direction, 5 minutes. If you walk 1 minute in any direction, you'll probably pass, several convenience stores. Do you have a favorite brand?
I do not.
A favorite chain of convenience store?
I do not.
No, you're not loyal to Family Mart or Lawson or.
I am not, but I remember the convenience store downstairs in Shinjuku. The manager, he was very strict. He did a great job. Mm-hmm. Like, I've never seen someone work so hard.
He was quite committed, yeah.
He was very committed. He was incredible. And he knew us because, just to
we
go
were there every day.
Yeah, we would have to pass the store to get into our building. And I do remember every time he would say, "Do you have a point card?" And I was like, "No, I'm not that committed. I know I'm here every day, but I'm not that committed." And one day he was just angry about it and he just gave me the card.
He just gave you the card?
Yeah. He was like,
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, use it.
Yeah.
And then every time he would ask for the card and then I would forget.
Yeah.
I
And
think
he's like, I know you've got one. I gave it. Yeah.
I gave it to you.
Okay. Yeah. So what kind of things, what makes them so convenient?
Well, of course, you can find any kind of food, good food, not such healthy food.
Yeah, there's a mix. There's
a mix.
definitely unhealthy food. There's the chocolates and all sorts of fried things.
Yeah, ready-made food,
Yeah.
Food that you can take home and, put it in the microwave.
Bentos.
Yeah. But it has so much more. Like the convenience is not just about food.
Mm-hmm.
There are other things that you can do.
Yeah, I think that recently you've started to see more kind of daily, household goods, shall we say. So, yeah, if you need to get stuff to clean the kitchen, you can go and get that stuff there. If you need stationery, there'll be, a good selection of, pens and pads and whatnot, scissors and all those kind of things. But also things like basic clothes.
Yes, socks,
Pants, a t-shirt,
yeah,
a tie.
Yes, that's true.
It's really, it feels like it's designed for the salaryman who, is in an emergency. And he just needs a shirt, he needs a tie, he's got a meeting, he's got to look right. So yeah, it's kind of strange for me to see those kind of items in a convenience store, but yeah, they have their time and their place. Any other items in the convenience store?
Basic drugstore kind of things.
Not like you can't get headache tablets though.
No. I'm talking basic.
Right. So not drugs.
They're not drugs. No, but a Band-Aid, things like that.
Yeah, batteries and all. Yeah, it's quite an interesting range of stuff. And it's not just food and kind of household goods. There's a lot of services provided through the convenience store.
I think almost everything you can do through the convenience store. That's why I was so surprised with the manager of that convenience store, just seeing how many different services he was able to provide. He knew about you need this. Yes, this is the stamp. This is the thing. This is, it was incredible.
There's a lot to know.
There's a lot to know.
A lot of our students, they might work part-time at a convenience store. It strikes me as being one of the most stressful part-time jobs that you can get because there's so much to learn and you need to work quickly. Because, if it's in the morning or I don't know when the busy times are, but a queue can form very, very quickly, especially if, usually there's maybe 2 or 3 cashiers. Mm-hmm. And if one of them's away doing something or one of them gets stuck with one customer, the queue can build very quickly. So yeah, a lot to learn. So for things that I would use it for, paying bills. Mm-hmm. So yeah, just go down to the convenience store with your, if it's your, you need to pay your taxes or your health insurance or whatever, pension stuff. You can pay all that at the convenience store. What else? Yeah, if you need to send something,
you can also do it through the convenience store. Yeah,
you can take it. So you don't need to go to some sort of courier service or the post office. You can go down to the convenience store and they will process that for you. So they'll take the item for you. I think you can also receive stuff. You can get it sent to a specific convenience store rather than coming direct to your home, which is very convenient for people because if you live in an apartment and you're not home when the post arrives, then it'll just get taken back and you need to arrange for delivery. Whereas if you get it sent to the convenience store, they will accept the delivery, and then you can go and pick it up whenever you want. So that's incredibly convenient.
That is incredibly convenient. Yes, and they have all sorts of things that you might need, stamps for anything and everything.
Yeah, this needs a little bit of explanation. So throwing things away in Japan can be difficult. Everyday stuff is not a problem, but say you have some sort of big item that you want to throw away, say a table or something, or, I don't know, just looking around the room, some kind of big item, it gets called oversized rubbish. And to get rid of that, you need to arrange for usually the local city office maybe to come and collect it on a specific day. But it costs money. So you need to pay to throw things away. And the way they do it is you buy stamps or stickers. Mm-hmm. And, maybe it's 400 yen to throw away this table. You'd go to the convenience store, you'd pay your 400 yen, and you'd have a stamp that you would stick on the table to show that you've paid that fee. So throwing things away. Also things like when we were applying for visas. So you need to show that you need to buy a stamp to show that you've paid a certain amount of money.
Your fee. Mm-hmm.
Your fee for your
process.
Your visa processing fee or whatever. Those stamps you buy at the convenience store. So you're not handling cash at the immigration office. All the cash is being dealt with at the convenience store.
Yeah, you just bring your stamp.
Yes, literally a little stamp, and then that's kind of goes on your document. So yeah, obviously you've got photocopiers,
even fax machines.
It's still a thing. Sometimes you'll need to send a fax. I can't remember. I don't think I ever sent a fax in the UK in my life. But yeah, sometimes, for example, if you're dealing with, I don't know, an estate agent or something, they might require a fax to be sent. That's a whole different episode, I think. And the other thing to say about these convenience stores is that they're well run, and often run by a team of, university students, working part-time. And I think it's I said it's a very tough job, but I think it's a really good first part-time job because I think you learn how to deal with people.
You need to manage people. You need to manage so many different type of services.
Yeah.
You need to manage your time.
You need to be very, very organized.
You need to be very organized.
The other thing is you don't just stand at the counter and wait for people to come. You're restocking. You're running around, you're restocking the shop. You are also preparing food. So you one thing we didn't mention, but you can get hot food at the convenience store, for example, little sort of fried chicken nuggets or little buns or whatever. And these are sitting in this kind of display cabinet that is keeping them hot. But there's deep fryers behind where all that food has to get cooked. So they're kind of cooking, displaying things, making sure that they don't run out. They need to have things sort of freshly cooked and ready to go. They need to keep an eye on that. One way that we might describe it in English is it's like spinning plates. Have you ever seen that at the circus where, it's like this performance where they have a pole and at the top of the pole there's a plate spinning?
And then do 2 or 3.
Yeah, and it's fine. You can get one going And then they run and try to get another plate spinning, and then another one. And obviously, when you're on the fifth or sixth plate, the first plate starts to slow down and fall off. It feels like that's what it's like working at a convenience store. It's just never ending. There's always something. But I think the real benefit is that you learn how to deal with people. You learn how to deal with adults. Mm-hmm. You know, this is not school anymore. You're dealing with real people in the real world. So it's a good kind of first step. Yeah. Anything else you want to say about the convenience store? I mean, yeah, we talked about food. There's some healthy food is becoming a bit more common. In the last few years, probably. Fruit never used to be a thing, but now you can get fruit, bananas, apples. Our local convenience store, there's a section at the front with vegetables, locally produced or locally grown vegetables as you go in the door.
Yes, that's
on the
true.
right. And also things like, you know, you can get like a bit of, you know, cooked chicken, a breast of cooked chicken or something. You know, you can put together a reasonably healthy meal with bits and pieces from a convenience store.
Yeah. Well, our neighbor in Shinjuku, she was quite old, and that's where she would do her grocery store.
Of course.
You know, you'd like her grocery shopping. Yeah. Like
she couldn't go to the supermarket.
It was too far away. Yeah. And they become part of the community. So a convenience store, I think, if it's the city center, maybe not, but you know, they are an important part of the community, I would say.
Yeah. So yeah, more than just a place to go and get a packet of crisps.
Exactly.
A very important part of the city. And that's a wrap for today's episode of the English with Colin podcast. I hope you enjoyed listening to the conversation and found it helpful in your language learning journey. Remember, the key to mastering a language is regular practice. So make sure you listen to our podcast regularly and keep honing your listening skills. We appreciate your support and feedback. So if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions for future topics, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us. You can find our contact information in the show notes. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to joining you again next time for another conversation in English. Until then, keep practicing and take care.